My name is Paul Purdy, and this is my first Rare Disease Day. I'm here today with my wife Kristen, our son Paxton, and our daughter Aria. We didn't know it at the time, but our rare disease journey actually started right here in San Diego 8 years ago. Paxton was born at Scripps Hospital in La Jolla. We live about 75 miles north of here now, in Marietta, and it was last January when we received Paxton's rare disease diagnosis. Paxton was diagnosed with an ultra-rare neurodegenerative mutation on his CLCN6 gene. And ever since that day, our lives have never been the same, and our world has been turned upside down. During those initial days, weeks, and months that followed, I found myself feeling completely isolated and alone. I felt really disconnected from society, and I know that it was not logical to think this way, but I felt that there wasn't a single person in the world who could identify with what I was going through, who could put themselves in my shoes and feel what I was feeling. Again, I know that that's not logical, especially for all of you in this room, because you can't. But that is how I felt at that time. It was a world that was full of grief and sorrow, uncertainty, and just an impending sense of dread consumed our every moment. In the coming months, when I was able to gain some of the physical, mental, and emotional strength to start moving forward, I realized I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what to do, because I was in a completely foreign world. So I started calling out for help, just hoping someone would hear me, that somebody would see me. As I started calling out, I started getting responses back. I hear you. I hear you. I see you. And within a couple months, I was able to look around and realize that I have immersed myself in the rare disease community. This loving, wonderful, supportive community that no matter where you come from, what your challenges are, where you are in the world, that you are going to be accepted. Because even though we might be fighting different battles, we are fighting the same war. And this is a community where you're interacting with complete strangers, some people you may never even meet in person, who are going to go out of their way to do what they can to support you and guide you on the journey. They're going to be that ear to listen, a shoulder to cry on. They're going to help validate your feelings because they do understand what we're going through. We do understand what each and every person in this room is going through. And it was in those moments, those conversations, emails, Zoom calls, that you're having with these other members of the community, where I started to feel more connected again to other humans than I had in a very long time. And as I wrap up the speech, I think it's appropriate to share a little story with you. A story that I used to tell when I worked here in downtown San Diego for our new hire and methodology training. It's a story about Roger Bannister. And as we stand here on the dawn of a new era of medicine, I think Mr. Bannister's lesson rings true for all of us. If you don't know who he is, Roger Bannister is the first person to have ever run a 4-minute mile. When Roger Bannister first suggested running a 4-minute mile, he was told that it was impossible. He was told it couldn't be done. He was scorned for having this thought. But Roger Bannister set out to run a 4-minute mile. And sure enough, one day at Oxford University, he became the first person to run it. But what is remarkable about that story is about a year later, another person was able to run a 4-minute mile. And then another person. In fact, I think thousands of people have gone on to run a 4-minute mile. See, Roger Bannister, he just helped us to see that what was once thought impossible is possible. He helped us redefine what we are capable of as humans. So as we come together as a rare disease community, we can band together, we can use our voice to move forward, to advocate for one another, to ensure that every person of the 10,000 rare diseases has an opportunity to live a better future than we ever imagined for them. And that is what it means to me to be part of the rare disease community. And that is what Rare Disease Day means to me. Thank you.